Hello, dear listener, and welcome to the second episode of the Sports Ball Podcast. The day is September 9th, 2015. Today, we will be discussing the NFL, and we will be previewing it. Various topics include how relevant the Cleveland Browns are, Sammy Watkins' career, and if Joe Flacco is more than a mere toddler. Please enjoy our rousing discourse and phenomenal opinions. Thank you. Devlin Marino.
Yes.
So for the Detroit Lions, Calvin Johnson has been really, really good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's for as long as he's been there, he's been outstanding.
So he's been great, and he's had numerous 1,000-yard seasons for the Detroit Lions. And what I want you to tell me was the last Lions wide receiver to have 1,000 yards receiving, whose name is not Calvin Johnson. There are two answers to this, because there were two 1,000-yard guys in 2006.
2006?
Yep.
Oh, that's Culpepper, right? I mean, Culpepper was the quarterback at that time?
I want to say it was Kitna.
Kitna? I thought, Kitna was just kind of a backup.
I'm pretty sure that at that time it was Kitna.
Oh.
So, two Lions wide receivers.
From 06?
Yep.
Man, I could not tell you this off the top of my head. I gotta really think. Did any of them do anything elsewhere?
Yeah, one of them did anyway. You gonna time out?
I don't know this one.
All right, so one of the answers is Roy Williams.
Oh, he was a Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
At one point,
yeah. Roy Williams, and the other answer, Mike Furry. Mike Furry, who is my favorite football player that is named after a fetish.
God, Mike Furry.
Yeah, so this is the Sports Ball Podcast. I am Joe Seyi.
I am Devlin Marino.
And today is the 8th, but this will be uploaded on September 9th. We are rolling up to Week 1 of the National Football League season. And we would like to preview the season in our own special way. Devlin, would you like to maybe do a little explaining?
So what we're going to do is, for every 32 teams, all 32, each of us will have 16 teams, and we will be asking each other a question about the team, whether it is uber serious or plain stupid. But it has the essence of the sport in the team in the question.
Yes. So we will have 1 minute to answer each question. 1 minute. And I am going to start this thing.
All right.
So the clock will start right now. So Sammy Watkins in Buffalo is in a situation in which he has no really proven quarterback. Will he be doomed to basically become Larry Fitzgerald in that he will always have average quarterback play and as such never really blossom?
I don't know. I feel like in the Super Bowl when the Cardinals went under Kurt Warner, you got to see a really good Larry Fitzgerald, you know?
Yep.
But I don't think Sammy Watkins will even be able to get to that stage. I mean, I'm a Bills fan, but will he get that? I don't know, because Robert Woods really showed off his talent last year in
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay, Sammy Watkins will be better than Fitzgerald.
One day. All right.
My turn to ask a question.
And that is time. Let me know when we should start the timer again.
All right. Start the timer.
All right.
This is about the Dolphins.
Yep.
With the new addition of Ndamukong Suh, the Finns' defense looks serious, but what I'm going to ask is, With Sue's move to the AFC, who will be Ndamukong's first victim?
Whoever the Dolphins play week 1. Who do the Dolphins play week 1?
Dolphins.
Shit. I'm gonna use my time to look this up.
Wait.
Because
I got it. Dolphins play the Skins.
Holy shit.
Does he end Kirk Cousins' career?
All right. I bet Kirk Cousins will walk out of that game injured because Sue is amazing, and he makes both of us very scared as Bills fans. And with my last 5 seconds, the Redskins' offensive line isn't very good, and the Redskins suck, and that's time.
Okay.
All right. So we're moving on to the New England Patriots. How many points per game would the Patriots score this year if Tom Brady's receiving core was the cast of Breaking Bad? How many are,
God. I don't know. I think Aaron Paul could have some nice hands.
Who would be the deep threat?
Deep threat?
Who would be the deep
Gus
threat
Fring.
out of Breaking
Gus Fring.
Gus Fring?
Gus Fring.
Yeah. All right.
No, honestly, you could throw toddlers with stubs for hands on the
yeah,
field,
that's true.
and Tom Brady would still find a way to get it into their hands. 1,000 yards, Breaking Bad cast, easily.
I think Hank becomes Gronk, and I think that Marie Schroeder has just like really worked on her burst during the offseason.
I really hated her the entire time I watched that show, and I really wanted her to die.
And that's time. All right.
My turn. All right. The Jets have always been an island of misfit players out in New Jersey. But which player will be their best fantasy player, and why should you not even bother drafting that player?
Ooh. The best Jets fantasy player is going to end up being the Jets defense.
Jets defense? Okay. I mean,
the Jets defense is really good, and they get a lot of sacks, and they have a really good, well, I'm not sure about secondary totally. I honestly don't know who they're throwing out there at safety. But, I mean, man, that defense could be really good. And in terms of offense, man, Jay Samaro's out for the year. Who knows what is happening at quarterback. And Brandon Marshall might be okay.
Watch Zach Stacy just throw it onto the scene.
Chris Ivory will always disappoint you. He is like the new Sean Green. And that is time. All right. We're going to ask a question about the Ravens. Is giving Joe Flacco good receivers like giving a chainsaw to a toddler?
Well, I mean, he's never had, like, really, really good receivers. He had
He didn't want Bolden.
He had Bolden.
Like, man.
He had Bolden, and he did good with Bolden. He won a Super Bowl with Bolden.
Yeah. Which is a travesty.
What do you... I don't know. I think Flacco is a good quarterback, and I told you this is going to be one of our just single episodes where we fight about Joe Flacco. Because
Considering we have 25 seconds left.
Joe Flacco will make Brashad Perriman good because now he doesn't have Owen Daniels to fall back on. But without Kubiak, not too confident in Flacco.
Will he make Kamar Aiken look good?
No one can make Kamar Aiken look good.
The Bills couldn't make Kamar Aiken look good. Remember, he was an undrafted free agent for them years ago.
Kamar Aiken. Didn't we have Sam Aiken at one point, too?
Yes, and that's time. Ending on Sam Aiken.
The only
All right. Let me just reset the timer. Okay.
Okay. Bengals have some of the best offensive talent in the league in Jeremy Hill, A.J. Green, and Gio Bernard. But is there enough room in Cincinnati for all three, and will Dalton stick around with the looming McCarring nipping at his playoff drought-stricken heels?
So I think, man, the Bengals kind of went from like not having a, like I don't know, they had been Jarvis Green Ellis, but like now all of a sudden they have a incredibly dangerous backfield because Giovanni Bernard had a great rookie year, and then Jeremy Hill had a great rookie year, so they're kind of stacked. And I think Andy Dalton kind of fits in with the Joe Flacco's, except they're like opposite because Andy Dalton sucks in the playoffs. But yeah, I think A.J. McCarron will probably push Andy Dalton at some point, and that's time.
Okay.
Reset. Now we are moving to the Cleveland Browns, and my question for you, Devlin, is what are you having for dinner tonight?
I don't know, but it's probably going to come out better than the Cleveland Browns.
What about lunch today? What'd you have for lunch?
I got my schedule switched, so I didn't have lunch.
See, now that is a shame.
I came home and had
what
a
about
pulled pork sandwich. Is this more interesting than the Cleveland Browns? I think this is.
Yes. What kind of barbecue sauce did you eat with your pulled pork?
It was like roasted in a crock pot, and I threw on some like buffalo sauce, because I just have that kind of around in my fridge.
Buffalo sauce, great pulled pork sauce, which is very underrated.
It is. Pulled pork is like
pulled pork
dark
is
horse
as a whole
of
underrated.
food.
When is pulled pork ever bad?
Never. Have you ever eaten pulled pork and just been like, nah?
No, pulled pork is always satisfying, unlike the Cleveland Browns, and that's time.
All right, you're...
Let me just reset. All right.
Steelers. Does Ryan Shazier have more hairs on his body than miles away Roethlisberger has to stay away from a school?
Shit. Is Ryan Shazier notably hairy?
No, he has alopecia.
Ah, interesting. I did not know that.
You've never seen him? I think he has alopecia. I mean, whenever I see him, he's really bald, and it looks like someone stole his eyebrows and is like maniacally laughing in the AFC North.
I'm gonna spend all of my time that is supposed to be, using on the Pittsburgh Steelers to look up his hair situation. It's pretty dire. Ben Roethlisberger should not be allowed near your children. And Ryan Shazier is pretty good, but also bald.
You're gonna be terrified when you see him. You didn't know that he had like alopecia?
Dude, I just saw him, and I'm glad that we're moving on to the next team right now.
Great, let's go.
All right, we're moving on to the Texans. And my question is, can the Texans make the playoffs if they cloned J.J. Watt 53 times and their whole roster was just J.J. Watt? Do you think they could field a decent team?
Yeah, easily.
Do you think J.J. Watt at corner could like keep up with
quarterbacks wouldn't be able to get the ball off in time.
If you have that many J.J. Watts, you could just blitz every time.
You just blitz, and people just shit their pants. You'd have to, what would be your strategy?
What? How would you beat J.J. Watt defense? The answer is probably, quick slant routes.
J.J. Watt offense would just be J.J. Watt snapping the ball to J.J. Watt, and then all J.J. Watt's just angrily running towards you.
J.J. Watt is probably a better offensive lineman than 2 or 3 starting Texans offensive linemen. Probably.
J.J. Watt could probably do a better job there than Jadeveon Clowney, easily.
And that's time. Just shitting all over a former first overall pick. All right, go ahead.
Colts. This is a serious one. Will Andrew Luck become one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
This, I think, totally depends on his defense getting way better. Because the Colts' defense, to my knowledge, hasn't been very good in years.
Mathis had a good year with sacks. Robert Mathis had a few. I think it was 2 years ago he did really well with sacks, but besides that...
they have pretty shit garbage linebackers.
Yeah.
I
mean, when you sign Kelvin Shepard, that means something.
No, they traded
for
Kelvin
him.
Shepard.
Right.
Yeah, they traded Jerry Hughes, who gets 10 sacks a year now in Buffalo, for Kelvin Shepard. So I think that if the Colts can put together some sort of normal defense, Andrew Luck could end up being one of the best ever easily, and that's time.
All right.
We're moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, God.
Is every backup running back a Jacksonville Jaguar? Because they have Toby Gerhart, Bernard Pierce. They have, like, every single shitty to, like, middling backup running back on their roster.
What happened to the Jags running backs? That used to be, like, the premier running back place.
They had
Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew. Like, that's
yeah.
pretty great for, like, beginning franchise.
Yeah. They also had Justin Forsett at one point, and he's doing pretty well now.
Great.
Yeah. So
that's complete backup. That is besides T.J. Yeldon, which was almost a backup to Derrick Henry. You have a good point there.
What about Denard Robinson?
Denard Robinson. I mean,
who's a fake running back.
They don't even want you at your quarterback position. They're just like, go there. He's like a little more skilled Joe Webb.
And that's time. Poor Joe Webb.
All right. Titans.
All right.
I personally am loving DGB, David Cobb, and Mariota in Tennessee, but with the addition of Terrence West, what does that mean for Bishop Sankey and David Cobb?
It means absolutely nothing. Terrence West will do nothing, and the Titans will probably cut him so that way they don't have to give the Browns that 7th round pick. We have we have 33 seconds left, so I guess I'll just talk about Tennessee's offense. I think Tennessee's offense will be really bad, just because of, like, rookie pangs everywhere, and, like, Bishop Sankey sucks, and Dorial Green-Beckham can only be so good, and they cut Hakeem Nicks. They don't have much veteran presence anywhere, and I really like the Titans, but man, it's going to be rough this season.
I really like Dorial Green-Beckham, and I really wish he does good.
Same.
He's
but
skilled.
He's probably doomed to be a eternal Titan. And that's time. We're going to reset. This is a serious question. For the Denver Broncos, no quarterback has ever played a full 16-game season at 39. Peyton Manning is 39. What does this mean for Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning's going to have a stroke.
I mean, my uncle just had 3, so he could probably keep playing quarterback.
I don't know about Peyton Manning. Like, he was really slowing down during the season, if you could tell. Because why do you think Ronnie Hillman and C.J. Anderson did so outstanding?
Because they kept giving it to him. Man, the Bills pretty much just, like, picked apart Peyton Manning. And, I mean, they had a good defense, but... Yeah.
I think the Broncos' defense is kind of overrated. It's good. It's like a lot of...
DeMarcus Ware is really declining.
DeMarcus Ware's old, and I mean, they have Aqib Talib, right? Still?
Yep.
And
that's time.
Oh,
that's time.
All right.
Hey, man.
Here's mine.
All right.
We're going to start. This is kind of serious.
All right.
Will Alex Smith to Jeremy Maclin be a frequent connection this season, or will it be the Jamal Charles show once again?
It's going to be the Jamal Charles show again. Mainly because Alex Smith's role in that offense is to throw a million passes to him. And call me insane, but I don't think Jeremy Maclin is that much better than Dwayne Bowe.
Dwayne Bowe was older, though. That's the thing. Dwayne Bowe did fantastic. What was it, with Matt Castle?
Yeah.
He did really good.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that the Chiefs will probably get almost, if not all, of their touchdowns through Charles, Nile Davis, and Kelsey is how you pronounce
Kelsey?
that name, sir. Yep. And that's time. All right. I have a question about the Oakland Raiders.
Oh.
Did you have coffee or tea this morning?
I had 2 cups of coffee.
What kind of coffee did you
First,
have?
I had something. I don't even know. I just kind of was handed coffee. And then I had a cafe mocha from a Keurig.
That sounds pretty good.
It was pretty good.
How do you take your coffee?
I mean, I'll occasionally, add some creamer, but and add some milk, like a little bit of milk. I don't throw like sugar in it. I'm not a fucking weirdo.
I also don't like sugar. But however, many people will like do 2 cream, 2 sugar or whatever, and I just don't think that's very good.
I like Amari Cooper. That's what I want to say about the Raiders.
His skin tone is probably similar to the delicious Trader Joe's that I had this morning. And we have 3 seconds left, and I'm just going to let that dwindle out and let that be the final statement. All right. You're up, sir.
All right, Chargers. Will Melvin Gordon be the best rookie running back, and will Phillip Rivers bust out the bolo tie again?
Phillip Rivers' bolo tie percentage chance is easily over 75%.
I would hope so.
Bolo ties themselves, I think, are really dumb and don't look very good.
They're a Phillip Rivers thing.
Yeah, but like, man,
if any other
bolo ties,
if any other quarterback in the league wore a bolo tie, I'd be kind of like.
Joe Flacco would wear a bolo tie.
Joe Flacco would not wear a bolo tie.
Joe Flacco is bad. Anyway,
answer the other question.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon was a really good player in the Big Ten, but Big Ten running backs have this incredible tendency to just flop. And there are obvious exceptions to this, but
like Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, but I think it's almost like 50-50. And that's time. We are moving to the NFC now. And we're going to start out.
Oh, boy.
What?
Let's go to the NFC.
We're talking about that, Cowboys. How is the Dallas Cowboys defense any good at all?
Do they still have Rolando McClain?
Yes.
That's the only thing. That is the only thing.
Seriously.
When your cornerbacks are Brandon Carr and Morris Claiborne, and you have to rely on Orlando Scandrick.
Man.
That team is horrible. Like, defense-wise.
Well, I don't understand. Like, logic should have made them go 4-12 last year. And instead they went 12-4.
Logic should make them draft a lot of defensive people.
They don't!
They don't. Like, Zach Martin was a steal.
Yeah?
Zach Martin was...
So was Travis Frederick. Everyone made fun of them for Travis Frederick.
They make really good offensive picks.
Yes, and that's time.
All
right.
Okay, ready this? We're still in the NFC. We're in the same conference. Giants. Getting Landon Collins in the second round was one of my favorite picks, but ultimately, will it pay off for the Giants, and why does Eli Manning think he deserves more money than Russell Wilson?
To answer the second part, first, Eli Manning is a mouth-breathing dummy.
Exactly.
And
his agent is shoving shit up his ass.
Yes, seriously. Eli Manning is not Russell Wilson caliber. Landon Collins was one of my favorite draft picks, too. There has been scuttlebutt that they're trying to trade for Cam Chancellor, which I don't think will happen. I think Cam Chancellor will hit the open market.
Collins would kill it in Seattle.
Yeah. I think Collins will be good for the Giants, and I think that the Giants could, maybe win 10 games this year and sneak into the playoffs as a wild card.
I hate
and that's
playoffs.
Time. So do I, because they tend to win a lot. We're going to the Eagles now.
Oh, boy.
Will Sam Bradford start 16 games, or will Tim Tebow start 1 game? What is more likely? Yeah, but they could totally sign him. Which is more likely?
Sam Bradford starting 16 games.
Tebow
is going back to College game day.
Really?
He's gotta. Both are super unlikely. You have to think about this. Why would they bring back Tebow when they have Sanchez? And
what if Sanchez gets hurt, man?
I'd rather start Matt Barkley. That is how bad Tebow is.
Matt Barkley is an Arizona Cardinal.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, man.
Who do they have? Who? Oh.
That is who they have. They have Bradford and Sanchez. You have 7 seconds. Make your choice.
Tebow 1 game.
Exactly, man. Sam Bradford will never start 16 games. All right, that's time.
Redskins, will Alfred Morris be best friends with Brandon Scherf, or will Jordan Reed mess that up too?
I bet. See now, Jordan Reed has like slowly become like the NFL's Charlie Brown, and that he just like totally messes shit up constantly. Alfred Morris is however a really nice guy, and he is by far the only likable player that is a Washington Redskin.
It's like their skilled players are all assholes except for him. Like, I feel like Deshaun Jackson's the type of guy that rolls up with his crew.
I bet Pierre Garçon is a decent
Imagine
guy.
if Pierre Garçon was still in Indy. Think of that.
Man.
Damn.
Well, I mean, then they wouldn't have drafted T.Y. probably. T.Y. is pretty good.
T.Y. is pretty good.
That's time. You set? We are going to the NFC North. The Chicago Bears.
Oh boy, oh boy.
How many Bears games would you watch in their entirety, which includes commercials and the halftime act, if there is any? Would you watch if I paid you $400?
How many? All of them.
I doubt you could get through.
You don't think I could get through all of them?
Nope.
I really like Martellus Bennett, and I really like Matt Forte.
Yeah, but man, the Bears have a chance to just totally implode.
Why did they get rid of Jennings?
I don't know.
Jennings went crawling back to Lovie Smith.
Yeah. But like,
you're giving me $400. I mean,
$400. I don't think I could watch more than 4.
You.
Anyway, that's time.
All right, Vikings. Was landing Mike Wallace the equivalent of drafting Eric Kendricks, and will Cordarrelle Patterson actually be a viable fantasy player ever?
Cordarrelle Patterson will never be a viable fantasy player, and I have a bit of a personal vendetta against Cordarrelle Patterson.
Did you draft
him? I drafted him last year in the 6th round because I thought he was going to be the hot new thing with Teddy Bridgewater, and I didn't expect some freaking dude guy named Charles Johnson to be pretty good for them. And the Vikings are my second favorite football team, so I am just constantly mad that somehow Cordarrelle Patterson is not a good football player. And to answer your other question, Mike Wallace will probably be bad for the Minnesota Vikings, and Eric Kendricks will probably be really good for them.
Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr is going to be a really, really beautiful thing.
Yes, it will, and I'm going to watch almost every Vikings game if I can. And that's time. We are moving on to the Green Bay Packers. Once Devontae Adams is like inevitably going to be insane this year and get like 1,500 receiving yards and be great, which shitty team will he get overpaid to suck for?
Raiders, Cardinals, San Diego.
Man,
one of those 3.
My mind also instantly went to the Oakland Raiders.
The Raiders have a tendency to just go, "You did good once! Come!"
And also, nothing says Raiders like going after wide receiver 2s and 3s and paying them wide receiver 1 money to be shitty.
They went crazy after the... I don't know, maybe they might...
James Jones, Randy Moss, Harry Douglas.
I don't think that... They might do it again. You never know.
Man, that's time. I don't want to think about the Raiders and overpaying for Devontae Adams.
All right. This one is kind of controversial.
All right, let's hear it.
In the way that you might get upset, but I think it's on its way. Is Calvin Johnson on his way over the hill?
I really don't want Calvin Johnson to be on his way over the hill, because he's truly one of the best athletes to ever be a football player. And how old is Calvin Johnson?
Let me look that up. I don't know. He's been in the league for quite some time, and they work him hard.
Calvin Johnson's got to be near 30.
Calvin Johnson is 20,
Calvin
29.
Johnson
He's
yeah.
29.
But
He'll be turning 30 like in days.
Yeah. So Calvin Johnson is probably kind of soon-ish gonna start declining, which is really sad. Because I think Golden Tate's pretty good, but Calvin Johnson is really like
Calvin Johnson is the best.
Yeah.
I think still.
That is time. We're moving to the NFC South.
Great.
We will start with the Atlanta Falcons, and this is a trivia question. Do not look this up.
I didn't look up the other one.
What is Julio Jones' real name?
Oh.
Don't look it up.
I'm not.
What is his real name?
Jonathan!
Sadly not Jonathan. It's way better than Jonathan.
Oh.
Keep guessing.
Jose.
You're actually... there is a Hispanic name in there.
Juanto.
Nope.
Harrison Ford.
Sadly, no. Once we hit 20s... Alright, we are now at 20 seconds left, and I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
His real name is Quintorris Lopez Jones. His name is Quintorris.
What... Was he just like, I don't want to be called Quintorris, man?
Yeah, probably, dude.
He's like, call me Julio.
Yeah, and that's time. That's all we have to say about the Atlanta Falcons.
This one is made especially for you.
All right.
Panthers. Who will receive more targets with Kelvin Benjamin's injury? Devin Funchess or Jericho Cotchery?
I really want it to be the Koch. The fucking Koch. The Koch will not be forgot, man.
I want the Koch to be in the league just forever.
I am shocked that Jericho Cotchery is still getting paid. I am shocked that he's still getting paid by football teams, man.
I love just, like, looking at a team, like, just watching a game and then hearing Jericho Cotchery with the target. It's like...
How is Jericho Cotchery playing for his 15th team? Jericho Cotchery has only played for 3 teams, but it feels like
he
has played for the entire league. The answer is hopefully Jericho Cotchery, but probably Devin Funchess. Jericho Cotchery is only somehow 33 years old. That's time!
Bam. Go ahead. Ask me the question.
New Orleans Saints. Is there any chance that Rob Ryan gets a head coaching job somewhere?
You know what? Yeah. Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, that's just a yeah. You gotta think about the dumb decisions teams do. Chan Gailey was a head coach.
Chan Gailey is probably a good offensive coordinator.
He is a good offensive coordinator, just like... Well, and look at Doug Marrone was a coach. And I know Mike Mularkey was a coach. I'm naming guys who were coached the Bills.
Jack Del Rio is currently being paid to be a coach.
Is he a head coach again?
Yeah! He's in Oakland.
Oh, right. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't keep up with Oakland and people who go to Denver, because when people go to Denver, like Kubiak's in Denver.
Yeah.
Why didn't he?
And that's time.
Oh.
That's time.
Zing. All right.
Zugzwang. You're up, right?
Yes, I am. This is about the Buccaneers, and you already know who it's about.
All right.
Is Doug Martin a changeling?
A changeling?
A thing that something took over Doug Martin's personality and has made him a bad running back.
Doug Martin is definitely a creature in, like, folklore. The Native Americans probably used to, like, cover their huts in, like, llama blood as to keep away Doug Martin from, like, taking away their children.
With drafting him in the 3rd round, hoping he would do something last year.
We've got to draft Doug Martin in the 3rd round, or else he's gonna kill all our kids. Oh, and Doug Martin will probably be a decent running back for them because he's really flashed during the preseason, and he
lost a lot of weight, I guess.
Yeah, and he looks like the muscle hamster of old, That's time.
This is why he's a changeling.
Yes, he's a changeling. We are in the NFC West with the Arizona Cardinals. Will the Cardinals ever try to like develop quarterbacks ever again, or will they just end up getting who's ever 31 and pretty good?
Well, they tried to develop Lindley, and look how that went.
Lindley was like a 6th-round pick, though.
It was still like someone. Look, they tried to do Skelton. They tried to do
Max Hall.
Leinart.
Leinart was easily the biggest disaster.
I feel like they're just gonna keep doing that because it worked with Kurt Warner.
Hey, man, you know what? Hey, you know what they're lining themselves up beautifully for? A shot at Matt Schaub.
Is Matt Schaub, was he a Raider?
Yes, and now he's a Raven.
Amazing.
They got rid of Tyrod Taylor and got Matt Schaub.
That's like,
Anyway.
And there's the timer.
Yes.
I wanted to make fun of Matt Schaub. This is upsetting.
You know what? Make fun of Matt Schaub.
I was just going to say,
ahead.
You're getting rid of Tyrod Taylor for Matt Schaub. It's like saying, all right, guys, we lost Anquan Bolden. Let's go out and get Kamar Aiken.
Yep.
All right, Seahawks. With the addition of Jimmy Graham, will Graham do better with Wilson than he had ever done with Breeze?
I bet Russell Wilson will look for Jimmy Graham a lot more than Drew Brees did, because Drew Brees, despite not ever really having like great wide receivers,
He can make anyone pretty damn good.
Yeah, like Marcus Colston at like, I don't know, during his prime was like way better than Doug Baldwin is. I bet Jimmy Graham will put up better numbers, but like somehow look less impressive.
It just, I don't know, seeing him in the gold and white or the gold and black looked much better than I don't like seeing him in.
I haven't seen him in the Seahawks jersey yet, and I don't think I want to, just like Fred Jackson.
Oh, God.
Just ripping that Band-Aid right off. He's gonna play a lot this week.
I know.
I want Fred Jackson to do good. And that's time. We are down to my last question. With the San Francisco 49ers, will Carlos Hyde pretty soon be like the best running back?
Yeah.
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 He is a big man.
He is a big man, and he didn't get enough chances because they couldn't accept the fact that Frank Gore is horribly over the hill.
Frank Gore is now in Indianapolis.
And he's not going to do anything in Indianapolis, I don't believe. As much as they think.
But so, let's just talk about the 49ers some more. Do you think they will be a like absolute dumpster fire? Because I
don't know
think they have the
what
potential
happened.
to just crash. The answer is like everything went to shit all at once.
All at once. It was like it did start with picking Kaepernick over Alex Smith, which I believe Smith was probably the better way to go.
And that's time.
Oh.
You got 1 minute, man.
I know. Are you ready for this?
Last one.
What a way to end it. Rams.
All right.
Is Trey Mason the next Daryl Cunningham, Zach Stacy, Cadillac Williams, and all post-Steven Jackson running backs, and is Gurley doomed to follow that path?
The difference between him and the laundry list of shitty running backs they've had recently that kind of
do good like once.
Yep. For instance, you have God, who was the first one? Was it
Cunningham? I said Daryl Cunningham. Yeah.
Him, and then you had Zach Stacy, and then you had like
Cadillac.
You had Trey Mason,
and
now we're at Todd Gurley. I think Todd Gurley will probably be better than all of them, and I think he will end up being their starting guy for a reasonably long time. And with the last 3 seconds, I would like to say that Jared Cook sucks. All right, that is it.
Let's go over week 1.
Yeah. So now that we have put out our professional sports ball NFL season preview, which involved
Just
Quintorris Lopez-Jones.
Quintor. What a way to start. Okay, first game, Steelers-Patriots. Is Tom Brady going to play? You think?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's...
Yeah, I mean, he got the thing, and I know the NFL's appealing it, but you think he's still going to play?
Yes, he will play.
Okay, who wins?
The Patriots, because the Patriots are really good at football.
Patriots win.
Yeah.
He's...
So other games of note in Week 1 of the National Football League, I think Colts at Bills will end up being a absolute blowout in favor of the Colts.
I don't want that to happen. As sad as it is to like say,
you don't want what
but
to happen.
this is what this game is going to be. It's our offense versus their defense, and then their holy shit offense versus our oh god defense.
Well, you know, it is our holy shit like defense plus Ronald Darby.
God, I don't even want
Ronald
to imagine.
Darby's going to get torched.
Ronald Darby, if he has to cover Ty for one route,
and he will.
He will.
And then when he's not covering Ty, guess who has to cover? Andre Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I'd rather have Ron Brooks instead of Darby out there. As horrible as that is.
Man,
it's horrible.
Ron Brooks might currently be the second best healthy Bills cornerback. Anyway, other...
Just throw out Manny Lawson.
Manny Lawson.
Just cover him. All right, next game.
Other interesting games, I think. I think Chiefs at Texans could be this, like, weird war of attrition. In that, like... This game will be the Western Front during World War I. Both teams will just dig in and like grab something sharp and just like, you know, because neither of them have good quarterbacks. So this game's going to be let's run the ball, and the Texans will be running the ball with Chris Polk.
You don't think Alfred Blue's going to get the...
Nope, I think it will be Chris Polk.
All right.
And I think that Texans will probably lose that game.
Yeah, Texans are gonna lose that game. I mean, Chris Polk and saying like, oh yeah, Chris Polk and Alfred Blue are gonna get past Justin Houston and Dontari Pope.
And also Tom Bahali.
All those. That's just like horrible. It's like you're not getting past that.
Panthers at Jaguars.
Panthers at Jags. That's an amazing beginning to the season.
TJ
Yeldon gets 100 yards. Bold prediction.
Man. He's going into the flex in week 1 of fantasy, man. TJ Yeldon's being thrown to the wolves. TJ Yeldon's going to get eaten alive. Titans at Bucks.
Yeah.
I am unreasonably hyped for Titans at Bucks.
Why did they... Oh my god, how did they get that as the first game? That's outstanding.
It's so good. And the sad thing is that I know that like CBS won't show that locally.
What game will they show for it? Oh, they'll show Browns and Jets.
No,
so that's
Ravens
at 1.
Broncos.
That's at 1. Yeah,
Ravens Broncos.
I was looking.
Yep.
1.
Lions at Chargers will probably be interesting.
All right.
Because those are two pretty evenly matched teams.
Browns versus Jets.
I don't even want to think about that game. Talk about war of attrition, man. Josh McCown versus Ryan Fitzpatrick, war of attrition.
There's the Giants versus the Cowboys, which is always good.
Giants versus Cowboys seems to be a primetime week 1 game every year.
What happened to Terrence Williams? Why has no one taken him on any fantasy league I've noticed?
I have no idea. I have no idea why Terrence Williams has just plummeted.
Has he just fallen out of favor?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's still the number 2 guy there.
Huh.
I have no idea why he's fallen as such. Vikings at 49ers. I'm very interested to see how that game pans out because
I think it's going to be the Vikes.
Whatever happens, I don't think it'll be close.
No.
I think that either the Vikings will just smoke that defense or the 49ers offense proves to be like really good, which it totally could be.
Something horrible is going to happen.
Yeah, someone's going to go out for the year during that game.
Jim Tom Sula is going to have a heart attack.
That sounds likely. Other games?
Eagles Falcons. Does DeMarco Murray live up to the hype, or does Julio Jones? I mean,
Quintorez Lopez Jones. I personally think that the Falcons will win that football game.
I have Ryan and Julio Jones on my team, so I really hope so.
What other games of note happened this week? Packers at Bears will be a smackdown.
Bengals Raiders. Let's go.
That game also will not be on TV locally, which is a great shame. Because that game will probably be a smackdown. Mohamed Sanu will probably have 100 yards receiving, and everyone will pick him up.
And then everyone will be just like feel really bad because Mohamed Sanu does this thing where like in the beginning of the season he does really good, and then he starts sucking, and then right near the end he does really good, and he goes back to being Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah. What you have just described is peak Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's much of anything else going on in terms of noteworthy.
We could talk about Matt Castle.
So this whole Matt Castle thing is really weird. I just don't really understand why they would cut him and then bring him back for what is probably slightly less money.
They wanted just to get less money.
Yeah, but like they also just completely boned E.J. Manuel because E.J. Manuel probably deserved to be the number 2.
Well, you can't. It's not like Castle's gonna be around for much longer. It's probably gonna be like not even like a little better than a Kevin Kolb thing because Kevin Kolb didn't play, but
Kevin Kolb did nothing.
Did nothing, and neither did.
Yeah. I don't know. Like cutting Matt Castle and then signing him 3 days later also kind of says to me that, like, when the Bills did their like final cuts, they went to Matt Castle and said, "Will you be willing to take a pay cut?" And then Matt Castle said, "Nope." And then he thought, "I bet I can get some dumb team to pay me a lot." And then no one did, so then he went staggering back to the Bills. So that is all I can think of to talk about for Week 1 in the National Football League.
Anything happen in other sports?
Baseball is irrelevant.
Baseball's happening. Soccer was kind of out for a week. Oh, Here's something amazing. England qualified for the UEFA Europe Cup by beating a team 6-0. And can you name that team?
No, I cannot.
San Marino, the country of San Marino.
San Marino has a soccer team?
Exactly.
San Marino is one of the smallest countries on this earth. That is unfair.
Tahiti has a team.
So after our weekly soccer check-in, should we talk about college football?
College football, Braxton Miller's spin move. Wow.
Ohio State's really good at sports, man.
Yeah.
Ohio State's like they're probably gonna go 15-0 and win the national championship.
I don't doubt it. I mean, Zeke's insane. Cardell Jones has the arm of Jesus on steroids.
What other games caught your eye?
Well, I saw the Notre Dame-Texas game, and that was just kind of sad for Texas, you know?
Yes. Notre Dame's really good.
Yeah. Even without
Notre
Colson.
Dame, Malik Zaire will probably be really good for them.
Yeah.
So I ended up watching Arizona State and Texas A&M because my cousins from Arizona were in town and they wanted to watch the gosh darn Arizona State game. And Arizona State looked awful. Arizona State looked like a bad football team versus a not very good Texas A&M team.
Arizona State is like, we had Jalen Strong once.
Yep, at one point.
We had...
And also, Arizona State's jerseys looked awful.
I think they're cool. Which ones were they wearing, though?
They had predominantly all white, and then their numbers and the trident on their helmets were a shitty, basically looked like copper foil.
Oh, I've seen those ones.
I did not like those at all.
I really like college uniforms, though, now.
Yeah.
Kansas lost to South Dakota, man.
Ugh.
I'm so glad that happened, so I didn't look like a shithead last week.
Kansas.
Kansas lost on a fumbled snap for a spike. Man,
That is a Jayhawk thing.
that is a Jayhawk thing. Hashtag just Jayhawk things.
Absolutely killed that team.
Which team?
Who did they play last week?
Michigan.
Michigan, yeah. What a great intro.
So, what about games for the upcoming week?
Okay. This is gonna be a killing. Hawaii at Ohio State.
That's just gonna be like child abuse.
That's scary.
Buffalo at Penn State.
Oh.
Oh my God! Wake Forest at Syracuse
There it is.
in the Carrier Dome.
Michigan State, Oregon. There's the game of the week.
Of course, Michigan State, Oregon will probably be a really good football game.
Boise State at BYU is always a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Always a treat. Stanford UCF. I never watched UCF unless Rashad Perryman was playing or Blake Bortles was playing. So
Now there's no reason to watch UCF.
there's no reason at all. And Stanford, do they even still have Barry Sanders' son?
I think so.
He did nothing. He still has done nothing.
Washington State at Rutgers.
Beautiful.
Just beautiful. What other games?
TCU, SFA.
SFA.
You don't have much great games. It's kind of just crackpot. You got Florida State, South Florida.
Marshall is going to do naughty things to Ohio.
Do you think Michigan State will be able to beat Oregon State?
I think Michigan State will win that game. I don't think Oregon's that great.
I hope they win that game.
I also just don't like Oregon very much, despite the fact that I wore a Oregon t-shirt.
This
to
is
school
Oregon
today.
State.
Or wait,
Oregon State, the Beavers.
Oregon plays Michigan State.
Oregon plays Michigan State. Oregon State plays Michigan.
Oh,
Whoa!
that's pretty great. Hopefully Oregon State manages to pull that one out, man. That'd be great.
The game of the week, though.
What?
Presbyterian College at Charlotte.
Charlotte won their first FBS game last week. Charlotte beat Georgia State, which is the worst FBS team. So yeah, Charlotte did something. That might be the only win they have all year. They might lose to Presbyterian.
Presbyterian did that really cool play a few years back.
That's true. Presbyterian did do a cool thing a while ago. Mid-Tennessee State at Alabama.
Who's LSU playing this week?
Sadly, the answer is not Syracuse.
I always love watching Fournette.
Fournette's pretty great. I don't see them on this schedule.
They're not on here.
Nope. Tennessee's ranked.
Yeah, Tennessee. Tennessee at Oklahoma, correct?
Oklahoma at Tennessee.
Oh.
Which is why I think Tennessee might win.
The Boomer Sooners. I don't understand how Tennessee's mascot turns out to be like a beagle. I don't want to be like,
oh, dude.
they're the Volunteers.
Dude.
What's up?
El Assico. El Assico is being played this week. Iowa at Iowa State. Do you know what the El Clasico is?
That's in soccer, correct? It's Barcelona Real Madrid.
Yep, and Iowa at Iowa State is El Axico. Uh-huh.
I feel like you have to have Iowa Nice Guy do that game.
Iowa Nice Guy is awesome, but I think Iowa football is slapstick.
It is the Cyclones versus the Hawkeyes. Does it get any better?
The answer is no, because it is El Axico.
Such a good name.
Sadly, that is not the actual name. That is just what SB Nation calls it, and I think that's genius. So I will use their name rather than whatever shitty name Iowa and Iowa State like to pretend their game is called.
I want to see what they call it, actually.
This is a academic research trip that I can only support.
The
I'll
Cy-Hawk Trophy. That is
I forgot that it's called the Cy-Hawk. That's good.
Cy-Hawk. Between Cy the Cardinal and Herky the Hawk.
Hell yes. I think that is all the interesting games.
That is, I think we've gone through all sports. Baseball still kind of sucks. Basketball's nothing's happening.
Weekly Hawkin checkup.
Weekly hockey check.
Patrick Kane raped someone. And I think that's all we got here for sports ball. Wait! I almost forgot. In keeping with our rich spelling game
outstanding
tradition, the Philadelphia Eagles have a sixth-string wide receiver. His name is Seyi Arrijututu.
Oh! He always comes up on free agency on fantasy football.
Yep. And the name that I would like you to spell this week is Seyi.
Seyi. Okay.
Arrijututu.
All right, Seyi. Seji.
You are already wrong!
All right, I'm going to keep going.
All right.
What is the
last name?
Arrijututu?
Yep, go ahead.
A-R-R-I.
Nope.
J-U-T-U-T-U.
Sadly, you have struck out. Seyi is S-E-Y-I.
All right.
And then Arrijututu is A-J-I-R-O-T-U-T-U. Seyi Arrijututu.
All right.
So sadly, things have not gone as planned.
We're ending on a bad note.
Yes, on a somber note, as Devlin falls to 1-1. Next week will probably be not as hard. But man, one of these weeks I'm gonna throw in like Kyle Juszczyk, or however you spell that motherfucker's name.
Star Latui.
Star Latulale.
All right.
Yeah. So that is it for the Sports Ball podcast. I am Joe Seyi.
And I'm Devin Marino.
And be sure to listen to us on SoundCloud and ask some dumb listener questions. We will answer them.
I'm at Devin Marino on Twitter. Follow me for any dumb
yeah.
sports stuff, film ramblings about dumb things.
Yep. And I am at _ with the word written out, Seyi, S-A-E-L-I. Follow me there for even dumber, more widespread ramblings. Yeah, so that'll be it. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening until the conclusion of the second episode of the Sports Ball Podcast. We hope you had a good time listening to us today. If you could help us out by following us on SoundCloud and following us on Twitter, that would be greatly appreciated. Have a good day, and we'll see you next week.